Welcome back to part two of what every NHL team is asking for this Christmas. This is the Eastern Conference side of the story. So if you haven't seen the Western Conference, that was part one. So go either watch this one first and click onto the Western Conference, or stop this video now and go get the Western Conference first and then come back to this one later. But if you don't really get the premise from the title and what I just described, we're just going to go through the whole Eastern Conference teams and say what they're asking for this Christmas, whether that's one main thing or just multiple things. So we're going to start off in the Atlantic Division with the Montreal Canadiens, and they want Jacob Fowler immediately. They're knocking on the BC's door. Give it to him. Give us to him. Give us to him. Like Big Bang Theory, Sheldon Cooper. They're asking for Jacob Fowler immediately because these stats from Caden Primo and Sam Montembeault are not the answers. Sammy, 3.08 goals against with an 8.99 save, and then Caden Primo, just worse from there. 4.59 goals against and 8.42 save percentage. So that's Montreal's biggest wish list from Santa because at the end of the day, no one expected them to be good, but they just want a goalie that can stop a beach ball. Next, bad news Bears, as I called them in one of my last videos, but the Bruins, they've won a few games. They're fourth in the Atlantic right now at 10-9-3, 23 points. They just want to win. They're asking Santa, give us a rebirth. Give us a win streak. Let us build some momentum. Let us start producing and living up and letting our stars live up to their expectations. But they're also asking for Nikita Zadorov to start actually knowing how to play hockey. Guy has 46 penalty minutes. He's making a lot of dumb neutral zone and defensive zone turnovers, and he's just not clicking with their system. Granted, Joe Sacco has had only a few games with him, and maybe that he'll help Zadorov fit into the Bruins mold a little bit more. But the Bruins are asking for give us some momentum, give us a rebirth, and Zadorov to start playing some better hockey. The Red Wings, they're asking for two things. One, their defense is horrendous. They traded away Wallman last year for no reason, and they traded away Ali Mata, who was probably one of their more solid defensemen, besides the obvious, you know who I'm talking about, Moritz Seider, if you didn't know. But they're asking for the Stevie Y plan, the Yzer plan to work, because if it doesn't, Detroit's going to look very different, and Stevie Y, he might get the snips. Detroit is impatient. They want a playoff run. And right now they sit sixth in the Atlantic behind Tampa, Bruins, the Sabres as well. Some changes need to happen. Their goaltending has actually been pretty solid as much as I would want to can on it. But no, the Stevie Y plan, they're asking, please, Chris Kringle, let it work. Please let it work. Next one, a brighter note. The Buffalo Sabres, 13-year playoff drought versus the New York Jets, who will hold the longest playoff drought in sports history. The Jets stink, the New York Jets, that is. And the Buffalo Sabres have a chance. They're third in the Atlantic right now, tied with the Bruins, at 23 points, and then the Lightning are right behind them with 22. But the Sabres, they're asking for two things. One is a little less minor. They're asking for a healthy Tage Thompson to push for the playoffs. Makes sense. He looked like in the beginning of this year that he can get back to that 40-goal TNT that we all know about. Second, they're asking for Dylan Cousins, who they signed a huge 7x7, $49 million contract this offseason for him to start scoring. As you can see, he only has 8 points in 21 games. And they're asking for Peyton Krebs, who they also have a 2-year, $3 million deal. It's 2.9, but $3 million deal for him to also start scoring. He only has 7 points in 20 games he's played. So Buffalo, they're asking for some more production out of guys they're expecting production from, and they want a healthy Tage Thompson for this Christmas. 5, Leafland. The Leafs, they are asking to make it past the first round of the playoffs. That's it. They're having a good regular season thus far. Just let us pass the first round, Gary. Chris Kringle, whoever, let us pass the first round. 6, the Senators. We just signed Olmark to a 4 times $8.25 million deal. They're asking Olmark and Santa to help him get his head out of his you know what. He's playing really not well right now, and Forsberg looks to be the starter. But that won't suffice, and that can't happen, especially if they want to be a playoff team. Olmark is 3.10 goals against, and an 8.81 save percentage. The Senators are asking Santa, please help him go back to his Vezina caliber year. 7, Lightning, Tampa Bay, the Sunshine State. They're asking for better play from their bottom 6. Let me rattle off some stats for you for this Tampa Bay Lightning team, right? I'm going to put their daily face-up lineup up here too. But just look at this, right? Their only minuses right now at the time of this recording are all in bottom 6 forwards for a combined -21. And the bottom 6 lead the team combined in penalty minutes. And for the third time's the charm, 3 out of the bottom 6 forwards have 0 points in 19 games. I get it. The fourth line, you can get away with it. But your third line, you can't have guys not producing on your third line. I get that you're filled with superstars. Kucherov, Nick Paul, Cervelli, Hagel, Braden Point, and then on the back end, you got J.J. Moser and Victor Hedman. But half of your forward lineup not producing and actually being a handicap to your play, that can't happen. That is not playoff hockey, I guess you can say, and that's not playoff pushing hockey. So yeah, Tampa is asking for, let us make some moves, let us get some guys in and out of our bottom 6 that can actually score and play some good hockey and stay out of the penalty box. The Panthers, I'll keep it short and sweet. They're asking Chris, hey, Mr. Claus, let's go back to back. Why not? What is it like Tampa Bay did a few years ago? Let us go back to back. We're unbelievable. We're a good team. Yeah, I mean, that's it. They're just asking Santa, can we go back to back? Here we go. The Metro Division. Another short and sweet one to start it off here. CBJs, Columbus Blue Jackets, are sneakily playing some good hockey right now, and that Nationwide Arena is packed. I just watched them have a comeback win against the Hurricanes, who are a really good team, and that place was absolutely packed and buzzing. It was yelling. It was unreal environment for the CBJs to have, and all they're asking Santa for is give us some publicity that we deserve. Give us some of the TNT analysts, the Spin Chicklets guys, the NHL Network. Let our name be involved in at least some sort of light. They're 9-2 right now, 20 points and 20 games played. So they have a few games in hand on most of the teams in the league, but they're just asking for the flowers that they deserve. The Flyers, they're asking for is a good goalie prospect. Right? They got Michikov, they got Travis Konechny there. They got the ginger guy, I forget his name. I'm sorry for all you Philly fanatics out there. No pun intended. But they're just asking for a good goalie prospect and goaltending. Samuel Erison, awful. Ivan Fedotov, even worse than awful. I don't care what you have to say. They're both awful. The Flyers are awful. They're asking, please give us a goalie. Please give us something. Penguins, they're asking for anything. They just made another trade today, actually. But they're asking for anything. They're asking for goaltending too. So one, they're asking for goaltending. Jari, $5 million, and he's not even playing. He's an AHL player at the moment. 2 is the Jesper Bunkvist. So he's actually been playing pretty well, and he's young goalie, so that's actually a bright spot. And then Alec Nedeljkovic, if this team wants to be anything, Nedeljkovic and Blomqvist, as much as they're pretty solid goalie options, they're both backups at their best, or maybe Nedeljkovic as a fringe starter. But the Penguins, desperately need a goaltender. They did trade, however, today, with Nashville. They've acquired Philip Tomasino for a fourth-round pick in the 2027 draft. So that will help out their forward depth a little bit, but that's besides the point, because the Pittsburgh Penguins are asking Santa, just give us anything, kind of like that trade, a 2027 fourth-round pick for Philip Tomasino. Don't think that's Pittsburgh's answer that they wanted, but on their Christmas list they have, give us something, give us anything, please. Number 4, the Hurricanes, another short and sweet team. They're 20 games played, 3 games behind the league leading Devils, so they have 3 games in hand on them. They're 14-5-1, 29 points. No one expected this team to be this dominant, especially as the likes of one of the things on the Christmas list is some goaltending stability. Freddie Anderson played a few games, got hurt. Now he's out for a really long time with knee surgery. I think it's a few months. And then last night versus the Columbus Blue Jackets, Peter Kochetkov, who's playing lights out for them, got nailed into by Chatfield, and he left the game with what looked like to be a really, really, really bad concussion. So now it's Spencer Martin leading the helm, but they're asking for 2 things. 1, as I just mentioned, goalie stability, and 2, Martin Necas to stay hot. Guy has 33 points in the 20 games that they've played. Unbelievable. No one saw that coming. If he keeps his hair dyed, Santa will keep Martin Necas hot and score goals. I can promise you that. Here we go. Halfway point here, I guess, depending on how you look at it. The Rangers, the Fugazis, they're asking Santa. They actually came out today and said that we are willing to shop 2 leadership guys, Chris Kreider and Jacob Trouba. Trouba, who's always been in that kind of trade rumor, but Chris Kreider, he's had a slow start to the year, but still a little bit shocking. But that's besides the point. They're asking Mr. Claus, hey, can you please let Igor sign for under 12, at least 12.5 million? As you can see from some of these headlines here, Igor Shesterkin turned down a record a 8 times 11 $88 million contract already, and he wants a record-breaking deal of at least 12 million or higher. So, and if that happens, the Rangers are basically putting all their eggs into Igor Shesterkin's basket, which is not a bad basket to put them in, but 12 million and 12.5 million for a goaltender, that's a lot of cap space. Granted that the cap's going up, but still, that's too much. So they're asking him, please get him down to at least 12 mil, half mil. It's not a lot to work with, but it's better than 12.5, which is what he wants. Next, Capitals. Ovechkin, he got hurt. Everyone wants to see him break the record. I don't think it's going to happen this year anymore. I never thought it was going to happen this year, but he did. He was leading the league in scoring at 15 before he got hurt, and the Capitals just want Ovi to come back and continue scoring because, believe it or not, Dylan Strome was producing an unbelievable rate with him. McMichael was playing unbelievable. They're still playing really good hockey, the Capitals, but 15 goals for Ovi and a few assists also for him. That's a lot of scoring to lose automatically, and I'm curious to see how the Capitals will deal until he gets back. And when he gets back, will he get back up to that scoring rate that he started the season with? Next, second to last, the Devils. They're asking for steady helm. They're asking for some steadiness at the helm. They had some questionable goaltending in the beginning of the year, but they've steadied that. So they're saying, thank you to the Halloween gods, right? But they're asking Santa, give us some player consistency. Give us a lot more wins. Give us some player consistency between Jesper Bratt, Dougie Hamilton, Jack and Luke Hughes, Timo Meyer, Thomas Tatar, Andre Palat, all the 9 yards. Sharon Govich. They're asking for not Sharon Govich. Um, they're asking for some player consistency up and down the lineup. And then bonus Christmas list for the Devils here. Sheldon Keefe, being a part of the Leafs, is asking Santa, "Hey, just get me past the first round. I'm out of Leafland. I'm out of the curse. I'm out. Just let me pass the first round, please." And then our final team with our final Christmas wish for the 2024 season. It's my team, the New York Islanders. And honestly, there's so much about this team that I would like to put on the Christmas list. But the number one thing, as we go into a game tonight versus the Detroit Red Wings, who it just came out, Alex Romanov, our best defenseman, is hurt again. The Islanders are just asking for one thing, Mr. Claus, one thing, Santa. No more injuries. We've had enough. Barzell out for the few months. Duclair LTIR. Pellick, LTIR. Uh, Mike Riley had a really scary injury. That was almost that was actually a blessing in disguise as they found um, a heart condition that they needed to operate on. But he's out for a really long time as well. And then Romanov's been in and out of the lineup. And the Islanders, they're just asking for one thing, plain and simple: no more injuries, because this team is barely staying afloat as it is in that wild card fighting range, and they need their guys to come back healthy and strong. And yeah, they're just asking, please, no more injuries. But all right, thanks guys for listening to every NHL Eastern Conference team's wish list this year. I hope you agree, but if you don't, let me know in the comments. And if I missed any wishes, um, let me know in the comments as well. So, but yeah, I hope you enjoy. Leave a like, subscribe, and catch you in the next one. See ya.